Good morning. Today we're doing crumbed cauliflower heads. So this is 2 heads of cauliflower that I have cut up into pieces, hot boiling water, and a good tablespoon of salt. So 2 heads of cauliflower. So once the cauliflower is cooked and cooled down completely, so the cauliflower must not be hot. It's cooled down completely, drained. Then you have 4 eggs for 2 heads of cauliflower. That should be plenty. Obviously, if you're doing 1 head of cauliflower, do less eggs. And a teaspoon of salt that you've got to mix, and plain breadcrumbs, half a teaspoon of salt, some parsley, and some garlic. Maybe 2 pieces of garlic, or if you're using the one in the jar, a teaspoon. Parsley, less than half a bunch, and the cauliflower and the breadcrumbs, I'd say be about 2 cups. So we're going to cool down the cauliflower, put it in the beaten egg, crumb it in the breadcrumbs, and then we're going to fry them in vegetable oil or canola oil, whatever you prefer. You'll also know when the cauliflower is cooked by putting a fork through it. Once you put the fork through it easily, it's cooked. Do not overcook, especially because we're going to be frying it later, so we don't want to overcook the cauliflower this time. So this cauliflower needs to be just easy with a fork, and that's it. How long will it take? Approximately, probably about probably less than 10 minutes once the water's boiling. Just to also give you a heads up, things like a root vegetable like potatoes, parsnip, the sweet potato, cauliflower, it's more like a root vegetable. They always start in cold water first. So you don't put them in when the hot water. You always put them in cold water and then boil it. But things like beans, you start it in cold water. It's always good to add salt to the water so that it flavors the vegetables rather than putting it in afterwards. Afterwards you can taste it. If you need more, you can add more. But it's always good to have a little bit of water, salt in the water. So start it in cold water and bring it to the boil until it's cooked. The cauliflower should be cooked, so I'm just going to grab one just to show you. So fork goes in, still holds, it's not floppy, it's not overcooked, just right. Strain till it's cool or cold completely, so you can put it in the egg. Okay, so the cauliflower has cooled down totally. My hands are washed. So we're just going to get the cauliflower, put it in the egg that you've beaten with the salt. That was 4 eggs with a teaspoon of salt. In the breadcrumbs. And the breadcrumbs, sometimes I like to put also some Italian cheese. So I'll just tell you again what I put in the breadcrumbs. It was garlic, a little bit of salt, breadcrumbs, Italian cheese, parsley. That's it, it's done. So that'll be fried in vegetable oil or whatever oil you like to use. Okay, so I've crumbed all the cauliflower, my vegetable oil. I'm using my non-scratch plastic tongs so I won't scratch my fry pan. And yeah, so just make sure you're set up and you're not running around the kitchen trying to get everything. You've got your cauliflower, your fry pan and your plate. So this is just to make them brown, like golden brown. It's not to cook them because it's already been cooked. So yeah. There's lots of other ways to cook cauliflower, but this is the one that my kids like. Don't overcrowd it because then you need room to turn your cauliflower. Okay, so we'll just continue on from there. So just keep on turning them to the spot that they haven't browned off yet. So you're probably asking, oh, but why are you making such simple dishes? Well, it might be simple to you because you've probably done it before, but for some people who have never cooked a cauliflower before, so this is for them. It's not just about doing hard things. I'll be putting up some videos on very simple things. So we'll just continue frying. If you need to add a little bit more oil, you can. Don't forget, this is shallow frying, so it's not like frying an egg. So I need a little bit more oil in the fry pan than when you do an egg. So just make sure there's a bit of oil in there. You're not deep frying, it's only shallow frying. If the oil does get very dirty, discard the oil correctly. However you discarded your oil at home, I'm not sure. And then you can put new oil in. I usually, when I strain, I get some paper and I'll wipe the fry pan. Just make sure you don't burn yourself before I add the new oil in. Almost done. Don't forget, never put any water next to your oil. So for example, if I wanted to rinse this off now, which I have no need for that, but sometimes you say, oh, just rinse it. Just make sure it's totally white and dry before you add it to your oil again. Otherwise, it's going to splatter and it will burn you. So my heat's on medium. Okay, so almost done. So there you go. That's our cauliflower crumbed. So I'll put the recipe on the video. Press like and share if you like. There's also, you don't have to fry that. You could probably try baking it with paper underneath, baking paper under, so it doesn't stick to your baking dish. You can also just have it plain boiled if you like. Just plain boiled. I like it like this because it's tastier. Thank you.